Fuck, I just put all this fucking ash in a Coke on accident.
This kid, and I just pressed fucking record, bro. Here you go, dude. Make an intro up now. Now that you done fucked up.
Hey guys, we're back.
Hola!
Ah,
It has been
it's
a
been a
minute.
minute.
Yes, very much of a minute. And we're recording this on Saturday, but it probably won't be up for the next couple of days. But we've been gone for what now? 3 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're still fully committed. Actually, I'm more committed on trying to get this fucking thing open. So I went to the store and I bought this fucking air freshener thing, like the Glade. Like, okay, like it's hard
Uh
to.
huh.
All right, like you remember like in the commercials, like the ones that like you just put on the table, you just like like the top just opens up and it's boom, air freshener.
Yeah, and you have to like fucking pop it up, and it looks like a butt plug but bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. How do I work it? I don't know how to. I'm struggling.
Okay. Well, see, anytime that they were at my house, I would just pull up, and it eventually work. I just
Oh,
pulled it up and left. Yeah.
I did it. I pulled up. Oh boy, it smells
Like
like lavender and salt.
lavender.
Yeah, dude, I bought lavender. Bro, the smell,
Lavender and salt. I don't know if that.
dude, the smell of lavender is great. So, fuck off, mate.
Okay, I just. Okay, that's a little bit strange.
All right, boom. I'm just gonna keep it like that, and now it smells good. So yeah.
Okay, so apparently when I made my on UFC, whenever I made my junior or whatever on
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer, he somehow went to my creative. He went to my career.
So, oops. Now you have a career.
I mean, I have 3 now.
Great.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's solid.
All right. Well, yeah, we've been gone for 3 weeks, so we're back. With still no idea what we're gonna talk about, kind of ish. But we have an idea. I have an idea. I just don't know how to start it. Okay, so we know how we're gonna be doing some ghost stuff in the future, right? Possibly, hopefully, maybe this summer, right?
Yes.
Right. And our stuff, we want it to be as genuine and as real and as uncut as possible. But I feel like it's gonna be a little hard because a lot of these bigger YouTube channels have like saturated the whole paranormal scene, and a lot of it, in my opinion, seems really, really fake. And when I mean fake, I don't mean like that, like the whole like buildings and shit that they go to are fake. I'm talking about what they get and how they
Their
react is
reactions.
really, really fake,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are possibly set up. So that's what I want to talk about today. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I guess I'll call them out anyways. So
And we're gonna do it
we're gonna do it
anyway.
anyways. I don't give a fuck. So the YouTube channel, everybody knows they got like what? How many fucking subscribers? Like a million, 2 million.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I'll do it too. Give me a sec. My Google Chrome's already loaded, anyways.
Oh,
But
hold on my phone. With their duo channel, they have 3.1 mil.
okay, so the YouTube channel of Sam and Colby, which now goes by Sam and Colby 2.0, has over 3.1 million subscribers. Now they didn't just get that from doing
The
paranormal
paranormal, they've
shit.
been building it up for a while.
Yeah, they and
But I
their
mean,
old
but with lately,
yeah, I mean like their old content's really good when they were like exploring like abandoned places and shit like that. Like that content was good. I like that. But now that
but
they
once
changed
they
it,
came
ever
over here to
since they got
Florida,
to yeah, ever since they like went to jail and whatever the hell
over
happened.
here, they started cutting back on the legalities of what they're doing and everything like that, and trying to make sure that they're doing everything as legal as possible.
Facts. But
Because I mean, before they were just breaking into places and
I like it before
doing it
that.
like that.
I like it before that was my idea for the channel, was just to break into places and not break in, but just like to go explore abandoned places too. Because honestly, this stuff is kind of inspired from their channel. but I realized that I'm
And
fat.
a lot of the other channels that like explore and shit, like urban exploration and
Well, that's for
other
you. For
stuff.
me, I only watch Sam and Colby just because I like them because I
Oh,
think they're pretty funny.
yeah, no, I watched a lot of like urban exploration and shit like that.
I also watch like the Ireland Boys too. Like they're pretty cool.
Yeah, that was another channel that I watched a lot when I was younger.
The young days. But now,
2002.
but now it seems like like I like them and I like Sam and Colby and I'm inspired by them to do a YouTube channel. But now I feel like now they're kind of fucking with like a genre that I'm really like interested in. And I really have like my heart to put into or my heart into. So now I feel like I don't know. I'm not liking it now because they went to the Stanley Hotel, which is a pretty interesting series because I feel like the way they set it up and the way they're setting up uh
Their
their
new series,
yeah
they're
yeah
doing it like episodic and stuff
yeah they're
like
doing like
that.
episode like it's on TV like they're trying to imitate Ghost Adventures or whatever the fuck. And I feel like a lot of these things that's happening to them is somewhat staged. Like in the Stanley
Set
Hotel
up.
series, you remember that girl that they ran into, who just so happens to come from Kansas, who's also so happens to live in
Yeah,
Los
well,
Angeles, who just
just
so
happened.
happens to be
Yeah,
in
and
the Stanley
happen. Yeah,
Hotel.
they like. Yeah, and then like apparently like grew up or whatever at the mall that they did all their vines in and stuff, and like seen him and shit like that, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
splotchy
yeah, and
with her
it's
whole story, and she
yeah,
really in the entire and she was sketchy the entire time.
yeah, and like
So
and like she like is just so happens to be at the Stanley Hotel the same time they're there, and just so happens to also be very connected to the hotel, and it's very spooky like. I don't know, man. It rubs me off the wrong way. Like I feel like some of the ghost stuff that they catch is like real, but that encounter it just like made me feel like all right, this is a little fluffed up here. It's a little
hold on,
obvious.
what was the hotel that they went to before the Stanley Hotel?
Oh,
I'm
what
trying
was
to think.
that? Here, let
The
me.
Belmont, not the Belmont.
That sounds right. Let me see.
Well, maybe. Well, whichever hotel they went to before, they actually caught a lot of good stuff, like and the stuff that they caught on the Queen Mary.
Oh yeah, that one was good. That one I felt like that was actually real. That was especially the well, see, and that also too. Like I'm not saying I don't believe in the 45-minute hidden thing they did at the Queen Mary, when Aaron was had his
Yeah,
phone on record, like
that
I want to believe it, but there was no camera, so it's kind of
there
like
was no there was well one there was no camera, but also whenever before they did it, they were like, okay, yeah, no, let's just turn everything off, and Aaron pretty much was doing this like no one else knew, and then Aaron revealed it like, oh yeah, no, I have this audio,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I guess you could say that too, but like I said, we don't know what happens when the camera's off or when the audio wasn't pressing record. They could have said something, but
Right,
I don't
but I
know.
mean, there's also not well, I mean, with the Knox, but I mean that could have been fake,
Yeah, that's what I'm
easy.
saying. Yeah, those could have been fake, but I don't know. We weren't
Well, but
there.
then again, then again, even if there was a camera, we wouldn't really be able to tell if those knocks are faked or not,
Yeah, that's true, but
unless they were like watching hands, unless they had a hand cam.
yeah, which is true. I'm gonna say the Queen Mary. I believe it. I believe what happened to them at the Queen Mary was real. But
Man, poor
after the
Corey and all this, dude.
oh yeah yeah yeah, let me just give a shout out to Corey. Someone save him because this person,
He-
this dude obviously does not want to have wants no nothing to do with it, and they just keep dragging him to it. So
Well, I mean, because yeah, I mean, he has all this, backstory, and he has all this history with actual like hardcore shit that's happened or whatever with him using the Ouija board and shit when he was younger down here in Florida or whatever with his family. And like all the super paranormal shit that's happened to him, and then he like completely stopped, and then as soon as they and like whenever he started hanging out with Sam and Colby again, they started bringing all this shit back from his past back to his like life again.
yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too, man. Like that kind of like makes me feel bad because like if they're good friends with Corey, and I would understand if Corey, when Corey agrees, he's like, yeah, fuck it, yeah, let's just go, and that's on him. But
Right.
sometimes I feel like they almost kind of like guilt trip him to like
Force it.
when he doesn't want to go, or like, you know, especially too, he doesn't want to do like
The rituals
yeah,
and
the
shit.
rituals and the seances and shit, because that is still fucking with the, you know, with the spirits. And Sam and Colby, they don't have a lot of knowledge in it, but Corey and Aaron actually do have some really good knowledge
Well, I mean, and
in the
now that they've been
paranormal.
working with the guys, what was the name of that the pizzeria or whatever, the
Oh,
guys over
the
at Nona's
yeah, known as
or
yeah.
whatever, and then that their actual and professional like paranormal investigation group or whatever, and now they're gaining even more knowledge, and so that's just gonna make Corey not want to do this even more. But Sam and Colby are probably gonna end up guilt tripping him again and bringing him back because the only way that he went out there to the haunted forest that they're at now, witch's forest or whatever,
Hmm.
is because Sam was like, "Oh no, we're not gonna do any rituals or anything like
And
that."
they
And then
still
like
did
in the
one.
middle,
And
they still did one,
yeah,
even though it was a cleansing ritual or whatever, and it's supposed to help. I mean, it's still a ritual. He didn't want to do it, and they still ended up doing it. And right afterwards, some fuck shit happened, and
yeah.
Colby did a backflip out of a chair. That's
Which,
all I'm
by
gonna
the
say
way,
about that.
what the fuck, dude? Like, I
I don't
understand,
understand.
like you get
I
scared,
rewatched
like
that.
I get scared, you get scared, with shit that happens to us when we're just talking like through Xbox or shit like that, when we hear noises and
Yeah,
stuff.
last night that shit freaked the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, yeah. We should talk about that one later. But fucking none of us, neither of us, have ever done a whole flip out of our fucking chair because of something that happened. You know, we
Yeah, no,
stopped talking. We
and
were
I
like,
mean,
ooh, but we never flipped or nothing like that. That felt forced.
it looked forced.
Hmm.
I rewatched it like 4 times. It looked forced. It didn't look genuine at all. I mean, even Corey was like, "Bro, what? What happened?"
Yeah, no, and it kind of makes me feel like, you know, them other two people that they were with when they went back to the Queen Mary, whoever they were. Um,
No, I didn't like them.
I
They
didn't
were
like them either
dickheads.
because they're kind of assholes too. But like, it makes me kind of feel like, okay, they're kind of assholes, but I think they're kind of getting to something. You know, maybe they did fake something, whatever the fuck. You know, like maybe they did fake something.
Yeah, yeah, because they're well. I mean, but then again, whenever they went to the door, they went back to the room and they heard like breathing and shit, and then someone knocked on the door, and that room really isn't rented out that much, and you're only able to rent it out like certain times in the year.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on.
so,
Yeah, hold on. Give me a
but
second. You can talk, Mom. I don't care. Shh. Shush. You shush. Oh, there you go.
but
Okay. Just make sure you get a receipt so I can see how much I have left. Well, you're here now. Shout out to Mom. She's a psychic.
sidekick.
Not a sidekick, a psychic. Bye, Mom.
Oh, damn! I said sidekick.
My mom's not a psychic, but she might as well be one.
Key to victory. This opponent has trouble reading teep kicks. The fuck's a teep kick? But
All right, so okay, my bad. So I got distracted. Anyways, so where was I at? Yeah, the two people that they were with, yeah, they kind of assholes when they went back to the Queen Mary. But it makes me kind of after that, it made me kind of realize maybe I should be paying attention to their videos a little bit more, and
try and pick out the little things that seem off.
that seem off. And yeah, there's a lot that seem off. But um, oh yeah, the hotel they went to, by the way, before they went to the Stanley, was the Biltmore Hotel. That's when like that last video they did, the one that was almost an hour long, or pretty much was an hour long.
Yeah,
That one was genuine when they ooh, excuse me, when they did the seance and all the candles blew out and shit. That one, I think that was pretty genuine and that was pretty legit.
yeah.
But after that, I feel like some of these were like a little bit weird. Oh, the Mission Inn Hotel, that one was a good video. It wasn't too much that really happened besides the backpack
Oh,
falling
shit.
over.
Oh, I don't think I watched that one actually.
Yeah, the only thing that really happened was just like the backpack fell over and then they all
Wasn't?
left. Yeah.
Oh.
Um. The
Well, I know I was watching one of Corey's videos or whatever, and he had came back to Florida to go investigate the bar underneath his old dance gym or
mm,
something like that.
I don't watch Corey's
And
videos,
whenever he,
so I don't know.
yeah, I do sometimes. Yeah. But he had came back down here to go investigate a bar, and like the bar because he used to have his family used to own the dance gym or whatever up top, and like they were both haunted because he brought a Ouija board and to the dance gym and messed with it there, whatever, I guess. But so while being there, no one, some I guess some karate place owns it now, but it was like 2 in the morning and they had left. Well, at first they had tried to, they like checked the door and it was locked and all the lights were out. And they were even talking about. They have a clip of the camera like looking up the stairs when there's no one there, whatever. But they're not inside; they're outside. But they have a camera and they're talking about how scary it is and like, oh, shit. This is terrifying. We should like try and call and see if we can get there and get in there and like go and try and investigate or whatever. So they leave and come back and the light's on and the door's open, but there's no one there.
Ooh, that's spooky. That's very,
Yeah. So
that's very spooky. See, that's like, that too. Like, I feel like Corey's videos and stuff like that. Corey and Aaron's, whenever they go do their stuff, theirs is, I like theirs. You know, for the little that I watched, theirs is pretty good. But like I said, my main problem is just with Sam and Colby because I feel like two things happen. They either overreact to the smallest shit or they fake it to get the views or whatever the fuck. Or they
right.
over exaggerate it too because it's in the trailers now, the quote unquote trailers for the next episode quote of the Stanley Hotel series. They like
It's like an episode of fucking Ghost Adventures
yeah,
that they're
yeah.
trying to play it off to
And
be as.
they like they over exaggerate shit like, oh, we lost Kobe. Like the trailer now for the one that for the upload that's gonna come up on Sunday. That if there some shit happens where like Kobe, they find Kobe. They eventually quote find Kobe. He comes back obviously, and
Oh,
well, of course. I mean, like if Kobe actually got lost, I don't. I would really hope
I don't think
Sam.
they'd be. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I would
I
really
don't.
hope Sam
Yeah,
would be a good friend, and
if
all of them would be like, "Hey, we actually fucking lost Kobe. Let's actually find him." Like police report and all.
See, the thing is, I don't understand. Yeah, the thing I don't understand is right after Colby was like, "Oh, we gotta go find it." They're like, "Oh, let's go. Let me go get Corey."
Yeah, yeah.
Corey's not gonna leave the fucking tent.
Yeah, no, Corey's too. Sorry, Corey, you're a good dude, but he's too chicken shit to fucking move. Like, that's why he stayed. You know, he
I mean,
didn't.
that's why Aaron was just that's why Aaron was chilling in the tent too. And then Aaron's like, "Oh fuck, I
Not
gotta get out."
you talking Aaron. He's not there. You talking about Jake?
Oh
Yeah, Aaron's not there.
yeah,
It's Jake. But yeah,
Jake. Fuck,
I like Jake too. But
just a little bit weird.
um,
Just a little bit.
just a wee bit. But yeah, and then fucking oh yeah, and then this fucking thumbnail too that they have for it. This is what I'm saying, dude. Like these, it feels
I'm
too. Nah, dude. It feels like it's more of just like an exaggerated thing. Like I don't know. This shit is just not real. I'm sorry. Like I was trying to be like, well, it could be real. I'm sorry, but this whole Haunt Witch's Forest is just not real. The whole series.
Yeah, first of all, why the fuck would you even want to go to a witch's forest, even if it was haunted? Just to investigate, I wouldn't. I
No.
mean, unless it was like a a decently sized group of us, and we have a whole bunch of cameras that we can set up and get actual, potentially get good footage of stuff going on in that forest. Because I mean, from the reports or whatever of anything that from the information that Sam and Colby got is that, and from the witch that they had talked to, she said that a whole bunch of like actual witches go into those woods and do shit in there. Why like do seances and do a whole bunch of all this other shit.
Yeah, no, for real. And like the one and the next episode for the Witches Forest series. I think I've been saying Stanley Hotel series the whole time, but I
I've been
meant
saying
Witches.
witches.
Yeah, okay. But the next one that's uploading on Sunday on the Witches Forest trailer at the end of this recent upload, um, it cuts to them being in a car with Colby, and like they're freaking out because there's people, quote unquote, approaching their car, and and then it just like it cuts. It's like, oh, we're next episode on Sunday at 1:14 p.m. whatever the fuck. And I don't know, man. Like this is like I keep saying, this whole Witches Forest series is really fucking fake to me. Like it's not right. Like okay, like the first episode of it, the fucking they okay, this one too. I hate this shit right here. All right, I'm reading it right now. Witches Forest. This is the title of the first upload. Witches Forest found key to haunted cabin. They found the key. That's what the title says. They in the upload they meet this chick from the Stanley Hotel and they don't find the fucking key. She just gives them the key. Like, yeah, hey, I got to oh, I also have a friend who's a witch who also lives in the forest that's like 5 minutes away from my cabin. So here's the key. And then she
Where's the
just
cabin?
dips. And then now
We haven't, and we
in
still
these
haven't even
three
seen the
uploads,
cabin.
where's the cabin?
We still haven't seen the
All
cabin.
we're doing right now is watching them have a fucking camping vlog series. That's it. So for I don't know, maybe they're gonna visit the cabin in this last upload or in this next upload, whatever.
Well, I mean, my whole thought is, why not just go to the cabin first?
Well, yeah, like why not stay in the cabin? Like why did you buy
Yeah,
shit to be
why,
camping?
yeah, why put yourself at risk if you already know that there's fuck shit that happens in these woods? Why put yourself at risk in a Blair Witch type situation where
Exactly.
you're like,
That
oh,
is that is really good. You know what? That is really good. That is whoa shit. That's actually really good. It no fuck the paranormal, the Ghost
they're
Adventures
putting
thing.
them
They're
they're
trying
putting themselves in a
they're
Blair
almost
Witch
yeah
situation.
they're almost imitating the Blair Witch documentary. You know they're almost trying to do that because remember in that movie like doesn't one of the friends do the same shit
Yeah,
Colby
they're
did? Like
in
he
the
just like ran off and like now he like got
yeah.
lost and shit.
I'm pretty sure he just gone, and then they like end up finding him again or some shit. But instead of him finding him and like I guess in
Dead.
Colby's case be okay. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels like yeah,
So
that's actually really good.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I don't want any like harm or anything to come to these dudes because I actually personally enjoy all the content that they put out, even if it's sometimes maybe a little bit fake. But the things that they're doing now is starting to kind of push a little bit too far to where they might be actually putting themselves in danger by putting each other in these fake situations.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I agree. I like I said, I like them. Their content's okay. I look forward to it. I just like to be amused. They're all really funny people, and they all have good chemistry together. So they make that's what I feel like that's what makes their I feel like their chemistry together as friends is what makes their
Makes
content
the
so
video better.
good and so believable is because they kind of feed off each other's energy, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know, man. It doesn't. It's not real. And this is the thing too. Like like I keep saying, I'm very inspired by Sam and Colby and what they done with their channel, and and all of them. But this is what I don't want our content to come to the point where it's like almost like fake and like we're trying to make
Right.
like a fucking movie out of it. I want our content to
Yeah.
stay
Now
real.
I mean there are channels on YouTube. Like there are these guys, the Paranormal Files or whatever. I've been watching their videos lately, and they go and do paranormal investigations and stuff like that, and their videos are like 100%. I don't want to say 100% because nothing on YouTube is
Is
100%
100%.
that we know of,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But their videos are, I mean, they're pretty up there. They have, I mean, I think right now they're trying to get a hold of an X Cam. They're trying to get a hold of an SLS. So I mean, they're trying to get proper, good equipment to, I mean, catch the things that we all want to see. We want to see what's out there. We want to see what's after death. Like, oh, is there actually something? And that's what these guys are out trying to do. I mean, same thing with Zach Bagans, everything like that. Everyone's just trying to get answers. But when you start to put yourself in these fake situations, then you create a thing of doubt
Yeah.
in your well, for one, in yourself, in your channel, and in
And your fans.
anything that you kind of represent. Yeah,
Yeah.
and your fans and anything you kind of represent. So I mean, when you put that like cloud of doubt over your channel, I just think it would have been better to just not put that cloud out anyway, and just try and strive to get the most real, raw footage you possibly can. And see, even with them, they edit out footage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see where they jump cut, and then they'll either say, "Oh, it's a battery died.
Yeah,
We're
battery
gonna check
died
it." I
or
mean,
some shit.
we honestly don't know the time frame of how long they've taken to check the camera to see if it's recording or change the battery out.
Right.
That's why I think whenever we go investigate places, I want us to have a couple, you know, a couple cameras
Oh,
on us or
yeah.
whatever. And if we're investigating like a building, I kind of want to set up a few that are going to be able to run for a while so we can
Yeah.
catch stuff when we're not
Uncut.
there.
Uncut. Yeah.
Yeah, uncut stuff. See, that's another thing that I think if they really want to, promote that, oh, we're doing this 100% or as close to 100% we can get, we're gonna set up cameras, and they got the money. They're living in a mansion in L.A. Yeah, well, still. So
Yeah. 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 And
I mean,
that's
they have the cash.
yeah. They have yeah. Of course. Yeah. They have the cash. Yeah. That's the thing too. They have the cash. If they're so into the paranormal like they say they are, then they would buy the equipment that they know would one back up their videos and their content to prove that, hey, this is real. Here's the proof because we have this camera, night vision camera, just still camera, thermal cameras, all this
SLS
shit. Oh
thermal.
yeah, all this shit running the whole time while we're not there. Here's the proof that this shit is real and everything that we're doing is real. Then they would have that
Well,
equipment.
honestly, I think if they could just get their hands on an SLS, that'd be the best thing because then they could just carry the SLS with them, and an SLS is basically like an Xbox 360 Connect. The Connect used to, because the Connect maps out all figures or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Paranormal. Then it's just a handheld thing, and it maps out if anything's there. Puts a skeletal figure over it. So, say like me, you were standing next to each other, it would map us out, and say something else came on frame that we didn't see, it'd map that out too.
right.
So I'm thinking if they had that, then that would be easy. And it has night vision mode or whatever, or it's not night vision, it's something else. But it basically lets you see your surroundings or whatever in pitch black darkness.
Oh yeah, I know what
I
you're talking
mean,
about.
and that's what they were in. They were in pitch black when they turned that. When they turned the lights out on the car, you could see nothing.
Yeah,
They got out and then turned on the light, and it was looked like Silent Hill. That's exactly kind of the vibe I got whenever they stepped out of the car and I seen the fog.
yeah,
And I mean, some things in the video, I mean, they are spooky because whenever things kind of did start to pick up a little bit, I did notice that the fog got super thick,
oh yeah,
which, I mean, they're kind of up in the mountains, so I would kind of expect it. But then again, I don't think that fog rolled in really fast and really quickly.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying too. Like that's what. Yeah, like the places they go are, I believe, are real. The things they're doing is what I think is fake. And like and
Yeah.
that too, man. Like they're going to these real places, these real actual haunted places from other people who don't have a following or nothing to really lose, and in a social media uh place. They're just people who just go and they experience haunted shit. So other people have said like these places they go to are haunted. That's why they go. They're not taking it seriously. They're just and they're doing rituals and
Joking
stuff like
around.
that. One, they're doing a lot of the rituals they're
Well,
doing are wrong. Like 100, like the ritual is real, but they're doing it in such a bad way to where they think, oh yeah, nothing,
they're doing it wrong.
like nothing's gonna happen, and that's how they get in dangerous situations because they're not doing it right. They're not taking it seriously, and that's the thing that spirits don't like is when you try to make a
Well,
joke
let's
out of
not
it.
forget this. They played the midnight game 3 separate
Yeah,
times.
three separate times, and they cut it out like that. They cut each time they did it. I believe they cut it too early, and they didn't cut it the right way either.
I don't even think that one time they finished it fully because even if you use because with the midnight game or whatever, it's a pagan ritual, and the only way to really not do it properly is if you leave the house, you use the salt, or you get caught.
Yeah,
All you have to do is keep moving. You just don't stop moving.
Well,
That's the really one way to kind of
no. You can use the salt. Like you can
no,
use
no.
the
If you
salt.
put the salt circle around yourself and stay in it, then you're not you don't you have to do it. You have to do the game again. It
Oh, do you?
doesn't.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. The salts. It's just a thing of protection. The only way for you to completely win the game is if you go to 333. That's it. And you have to. And then even afterwards, you have to do stuff after.
After
Yeah,
to really be
to
done with it.
really. Yeah.
And even then too, man, like that's why I don't want to do
And even then,
rituals
we don't
like
even
that.
know.
Yeah, and
Even
even
then, you don't even know.
yeah, no, you don't even know. That's why I don't want to do rituals like that because they say, "Oh yeah, you could just end it like this." But there's no like
No one really knows
nobody
that
really
though.
knows how to end it. They just say, "Yeah, this will work." It maybe work the one time, but if a spirit is attached to you and for whatever reason really likes you and wants to be attached to you, they don't give
And manifest through
yeah,
you. They don't give two
yeah, they
fucks.
don't give a fuck if, oh yeah, I put salt on my door and I burnt my pictures. They don't give a fuck. Why do you think you can't fucking burn a Ouija board? I mean, you can, but why do you think most
But
of the
it just
times it just comes back?
look. Even Jake was like, wait. That doesn't make any sense. I thought if you, it was either Jake or Corey talking about, oh, if you burn a Ouija board, it doesn't do anything. If anything, it makes it
It
worse.
makes it
And
worse.
then
Yeah,
Sam was like, oh no, it gets it off of us.
like no, no, and that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing. Once the spirit
Well,
is
okay,
attached to you,
if you get it off you, then it's gonna you can and you release it into the air. What happens? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh well, this guy said get away. Let me just go on
let me
back.
just go away. And that's why too. Why do you think like in a lot of these like sometimes in the high in like this like the horror movies or or yeah, a lot of the horror movies are based on like real things that happen. So like in some of these movies when they do that, when they like call a priest in to like cleanse the house, why do you think it makes shit worse? Because that shit actually happens. Whenever you call a priest to come in with sage, and that's why I told you last night, Brandon, that sage
Yeah, probably
does
did.
not work. It just makes shit worse. Is because you're fucked. There's no possible human, like nothing a human has made can just clean out a spirit. Like anything spiritual. We don't know that because
Don't really know.
we don't really know. There's no science to it, and that's why. And that
And I mean, really, only the people that possibly might know are people in New Orleans that are like heavy in voodoo. Like Bloody Mary, the voodoo queen down there right now. Anyway, she possibly might know. She possibly may be their only hope.
no, and not even and not even that too, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to tread lightly when you're dealing with the paranormal because we don't. Like
Because
I
you can
keep
easily
saying,
fuck yourself up.
we don't know. We really don't know how to handle it. Like you can like there's things you could do to try to like protect yourself, which do genuinely help. Like like I don't know, whatever the fuck. Like you wear like a you wear like
Wear green.
your no no like a rosary or stuff like that, or you carry a Bible, you say your prayers, stuff like that. That'll help protect you. But if a spirit is attached to you, there's no getting rid of
And
it.
really wants you.
There's no getting rid of it. That's why exorcisms usually most of the time end in
End up
death.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, end in death with the person who's possessed because at that point you're fucked. Like there's
Yeah, at that point they're fully invested. They're trying to get, and really, exorcisms only happen with demonic entities, and the only thing a demonic entity wants is your soul.
there's your soul, and if they're powerful, they're really fucking
And if they
powerful.
want it, they're gonna get it. It doesn't matter. If they want you, they're gonna get you.
Yeah, and it's yeah because like I said, they're very powerful, and a priest cannot stop them. Though I bet you the Pope cannot even stop them. You know, like it's just like no, like if it once a demon is attached to you, that's it. You're fucked. Like that. There's no way around it. And that's the thing that I'm worried about with the Sam and Colby crew is that one of these rituals is gonna fuck them over one of these times, and especially this
Well, I
too
mean, look at
when they talk to the witch, during the Witch's Force series, their second upload when they talked to the witch and did a tarot card reading. That
yeah,
is
no, she
one
gave
of
out some. Yeah,
that is one of the
the
most dangerous things you can do to your soul because it is literally
is to use it
it
as
is
a
literally
word.
like one of
It's communing
those
with the dead.
yeah, and it's literally like one of those like unforgiving sins is like a horoscope is a sin, by the way, as well. Like I'm not really big on this religion thing, but like you know like reading your horoscopes is a sin because you're not supposed to know your future. It's the same shit with talking to a
Right.
witch or
Yeah,
having a tarot card reading.
because then it dispels shit that you're not supposed to know, and then you could potentially change your fate. Hashtag
Yeah.
brave. But still,
If you could change your fate, would
change your
you?
fate. Would you?
Would you?
But I mean, with that, I mean, because look at the cards they got. Everything that one, because she told them what happened. Think about it. Even Sam was like, "No, no, no. Think about what the witch said about the cards. Uh,
What was
the
it? They had like a
chaos.
tower and like
Yeah,
anxiety and shit
it
like that.
was. Yeah, it was the chaos of anxiety is gonna cause a new chapter to close.
Yeah. And there's a lot of meetings. There's a lot. That's a lot of
There's
shit.
an
There's like an infinite
And
amount
usually
of
the
things.
tarot card reader is supposed to, fully explain to you, what these cards mean, and she just gave like that means, and she didn't really go into, full
Detail.
depth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, she was just like,
This what
oh
this means. That's
yeah,
what that means, and
this is what
that's what
that
that means.
means.
Take it how you
Yeah,
want it. That's not the point of a tarot card reading. You know.
a tarot card reading is supposed to, fully give you information on, the possibilities of what could happen and if you should, fully go into this idea or not.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah,
my lighter?
yeah. And from a tip, yeah, I know. I don't. I've never done a tarot card reading. I will never do one. But from the typical tarot, I know about them, and you read them as you flip them off the deck. So you see, so
Yeah, it's
this one means that, this one means that, this one means that. Okay, and then you're supposed to be like, so what I feel, because usually witches can feel shit and they know shit as soon as they touch you. So as soon as that happens, you know they're
it's a good
supposed to be
witch.
like some like from the witches that I've seen do shit. They like, ooh, something's gonna happen to like your brother or whatever the fuck. Like like, and they know, and this is what this is what these three cards represent with
are
some
gonna
shit that
are
might
gonna
happen.
mean.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, she was just like, oh yeah, this card means that, this card means that, this card means that. Take it how you want it. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, that's not. You're a shitty witch.
Well, one is not. Yeah, shitty witch. I mean, and I mean to completely say something. The witch community or whatever, it's a dying breed. Not gonna lie, it's a dying breed. Not many people want to get into the
Into
occult and
witchcraft? Yeah, I wouldn't get
stuff
into
like
witchcraft
that.
either.
And wow, the audio up here when I'm standing on top of my bed is really good.
Hey, oh,
But
hey, hold on. Special guest, real quick, is my mother. Mother, I know you don't know a lot about witchcraft, but in a tarot card reading, how does that work?
Tarot card? What do you mean?
Like the tarot cards, like when they have you shuffle the deck or whatever, and they flip out the three cards, and how does that like?
Well, you got the card symbol. Every card symbolizes something. So if you've got the card of life,
Mm-hmm.
the card of death,
Mm-hmm.
wealth, fortune, misfortune. So as you're shuffling the cards, you've got the devil card. It shows you. So if you flip the card of life, then then you're talking about life. The next card you flip, fortune. Oh, you've got good fortune in your life. You see the devil. Okay, something bad is clearly going on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it all starts with that first card.
So okay, so the first card that comes off the deck, that's the big card.
That's what you're gonna base a lot of your reading
yeah,
on.
see, and Sam and Colby had got the
Yeah,
card
cause
of anxiety or something like
these
that.
we're trying. I'm not trying to expose this channel because I like this channel, but a lot of their stuff. Remember, I shared you a video of them when they went to the Stanley Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I told Brandon I think like they're really fake. Like a lot of their stuff feels like it's forced and it's almost like a movie.
No, well, you got to go with your gut, um, but the tarot cards, it's all on how the reader is interpreting it. So if she wants to scare you and
Mm-hmm.
like if she's a phony
Mm-hmm.
or a fraud and she wants to take your money, she's going to tell you that everything is bad and you've got to do all these things to cure it or to fix it, and only she can give you those remedies, and you got to keep coming back
You're
to
coming
her.
to her, okay.
But if it's a legit person, they're going to be honest with you. And like I said, it all starts with that first card because you don't know nothing until you get that first card, and then everything is based off that first card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like the way she did it, like they had like this because this is the thumbnail, this is the witch, and they went to get a tarot card reading, and she pulled out. I think what was the first card? It was the tower, right?
Yeah, it was the tower,
Yeah, it was like
which is anxiety, I think.
no, anxiety was the one with the knives and stuff in it.
Oh, with
But
the
the
oh
tower, it
that
meant like I think like a new chapter maybe, or like the falling of something,
it
and
Mhm.
then
was it
like the
was
next one was
either the
like
closing of a new chapter or chaos, one of the two.
yeah, like it was like yeah, chaos, something like that. And then the next card she got was one with like a person that was like sitting up like in a bed with a bunch of daggers going across the back, like the background.
Mhm.
And I think she said that meant like anxiety of like or something like that. And I forgot the third card.
I'm not too familiar with the tarot stuff, but that's just a little bit that I know.
Yeah.
I've had card readings, but they weren't with tarot cards. They were with an actual deck of cards.
Oh, like the blackjack card or
Mhm.
whatever. Oh,
Yeah, which
So
that's like a safer way to do a tarot card reading and not completely damning your soul.
because that's true, right? If you do a tarot card reading, like that's really dangerous for your soul, right?
yes, you don't want to be messing with brujeria and santeria and tarot cards and witchcraft and voodoo and hoodoo. Because once you touch those things, what you do always comes back to you tenfold.
Right.
So if you're messing with the dark arts, you're gonna get tenfolds of the dark
Of
arts.
the dark energy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I tell you don't watch them, don't watch them on TV, don't listen to them because they're all looking for a way out.
An
And
opening.
anything is a portal and an open door, and don't invite it because you never know what you're getting
Yeah,
into.
because like also like in their other this upload where they lost one of their friends in the forest. They did a ritual, and they told the
They
one
did the
friend
fire ritual.
that it was not like a typical ritual that they usually do like to summon something. It was a cleansing ritual of just throwing something in the fire, and like like throwing like whatever item has the spirit attached to it to throw it in the fire. It'll make it go away.
That they
That is
think,
the
and then
worst
they
thing you
wrote
can
their
do.
names on a piece of paper.
That is the worst thing you can
Oh
do.
yeah, oh yeah,
Ouija board.
and then
It
they
really,
wrote the names of the spirits they think were with them on a piece of paper and threw it in the fire.
The worst thing you
and threw
can
it in
do
there
is burn something
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
because you essentially
because
release the
it's
spirit.
Yeah,
that's what Corey
exactly.
had
You
said.
don't destroy it, you release it. When you want to you cannot destroy a spirit or a demon, you can bind them.
Yeah, so like the Dybbuk box, how
Yes,
they
you bind them and you keep them from coming out
coming
until
out.
somebody opens it and releases it. If you burn an item, you essentially release the spirit. And that spirit or demon or deity, whatever it is, can go into the next person's body. They're just looking for a vessel.
Or it could just go back into you.
Yeah, it's the same.
That's
Yeah,
one thing
or
that
if the
they're not
spirit is
even.
attached to you so
That's not
much, it
even
could just
one.
go
That's not
back to
even
you.
that wasn't even
Exactly.
something
It
that they
could go
even
back to
considered.
you, or it could just go into the earth, not the air, like the surroundings, and just wait. But depending on how strong the person's faith is, that has a lot to do with it. But you're essentially releasing the spirit,
Yeah,
and you don't want to do that. You want to bind the
yeah, yeah,
spirits
and that's what I told him.
or
That's
the
like the first thing
demons
we talked about in the beginning of the podcast was like that ritual was the dumbest thing he could have done because I said the same thing. Like, you don't do it. That's why like you don't burn a Ouija board.
because for one, Ouija boards,
I said they don't even burn.
it doesn't say a true Ouija board doesn't burn.
Yeah,
The toy ones, they burn, but one that has something attached, they don't burn. You can't get rid of them. I had a Ouija board show up on my front door 3 times every time I tried to get rid of it.
yeah,
They don't disappear. If they're attached to you, they come to you. And I tied it away in a locked closet under a heavy aquarium, topped with other things. And the very next day, it was on my front door. 3 times I tried to get rid of it, and 3 times it showed up at my door.
yeah,
So if it wants you, it's coming for you.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, there's no way you can get rid of a
Yeah,
spirit
and
just like that.
that's what we had said a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I just said like a lot of their stuff like I feel like they're faking their videos to get the views. They're making it more like a movie, but
But they're also putting themselves in
yeah, they're
danger.
putting themselves in danger by doing actual rituals and then not doing it right.
Well, yes, you open the doors for a lot of it. You can get yourself attached with a lot of things, and sad part about it is they got a lot of long and scary nights
Oh yeah, they
ahead
do.
of them
They always talk about it. They always got nightmares and stuff going on.
because that's what happened to me. I had really bad nightmares for a very long time,
Mm.
and to this day, I still get bad things following me. I told you about that
Well, I
dream
mean, a
that I
lot
was
of the
going to
things
the
that they
pits of
were
hell.
doing or
Yeah,
whatever in the
that was a
beginning, they were doing
wild dream.
a lot of pagan rituals.
Wait, what?
They were doing a lot of pagan rituals
Yeah.
or whatever in the earlier times when they first started doing these like videos. They were doing like the midnight game, the Three Kings mirror game, and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, like they're doing a lot of pagan rituals that like they never ended right. Like the midnight game, where like you're supposed to like a legit shadow spirit follows you, and like you welcome it into your house with your blood, and then
They're doing blood
they
rituals?
did blood rituals. That's the midnight
Yeah,
game, and they you welcome into your house, and you space like a hide and seek type thing, and you're supposed to walk
it's
around your
one.
house
It's
from midnight until 3:33 in
yeah.
the morning, and then supposedly it's just supposed to go away.
You have
And then they
No.
did and then the kid Sam did a Three Kings ritual where he was in a dark room. He had two mirrors like the one you have in your room
uh
on each side of him, and he couldn't
So
look at
basically,
them.
making
He
an
couldn't look. He could only look straight, but
making an
in his
evil.
peripherals, one was the king and one was like, or no, one was the queen and one was like the Joker, and he had to ask it questions and he had to figure out, like he could ask questions like, oh, what do I have to do to be successful in the future, something like that, and they would tell him, but he didn't know which one said it. So he he was just
You're
stupid
not
things
supposed to
like that.
look.
you had
But
better.
basically, it's making a vortex or whatever that's letting
He's opening a
spirits
portal.
communicate.
Yeah, he made a portal. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You had better not ever be so stupid
No,
as
that's
to do something in this house,
what.
because I would kick your tushy from here to heaven won't have you.
Yeah, no, I that's what I said. I told Brandon I was like, with our content, I want to keep it as real as possible, but not as dumb as and as risky as their channel.
Well, I am always open for conversation. If you want it, I'll talk with you and everything the best I can. You know, your grandma's family did a lot with the brujeria. They did a lot with the black book
Hmm.
and your so I can contribute in those ways. What I know, what I've seen, what I've experienced, but I will not condone any rituals of any
No,
type.
no, I don't either. That's why I told Brandon, I'm like, we're gonna go do haunted stuff, and we're gonna do it as uncut, as real as possible. Like, go to haunted places with
I'm
thermal
not trying to
cameras and
summon
still
nothing. I already
cameras
got
and
too much attached
sensors
to
and
me
stuff like
already.
that. But I told Brandon, like, we will never do anything that's with the ritual. No Ouija board, no divining rods, no
Yeah, I know.
nothing. Because I told you that this kid wanted to do divining rods.
No, 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 no,
Yeah, I know. I've
no.
read up on it.
I will have to call your mother myself and tell her to tell you no.
You have to call his aunt.
Oh, his aunt,
Yeah,
his
Yeah,
it's called
dear.
my aunt. Yeah.
No, no, you don't do those things.
I have too much already attached to
yeah,
me,
he's got a lot
so
attached to him. Yeah, so I told him I was like, no divining rods or nothing like that.
Well, maybe he needs a spiritual cleaning, a
I
cleansing.
I don't think
it
those work
doesn't.
either.
No, it wouldn't work. It's just me. It's my natural energy that's causing these forces to come to me and try and communicate through me.
I don't know. He's got a lot of spooky things. But well, yeah, we can do that sometime. We can have a little interview with you. We could talk about that stuff.
Enjoy your day.
All right. Thanks, Mama.
No, thank you. Oh, and
Oh yeah, yeah, I got it. Thanks, Mama. We're gonna schedule an interview with you sometime this week.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So yeah, that's my mom. Yeah, I never mentioned that too. On my grandma's side, we did not we, but they did a lot of witchcraft and a lot of what you hear my mom because we're Spanish. We say brujeria, which is Spanish for witchcraft, black magic, shit like that. And yeah, so yeah, we could do that too. We could have a whole podcast where we interview my mom. She's very knowledgeable about that kind of stuff because she lived in it. You still here, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't find-
So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so like I said, I don't want our content to be like Sam and Colby. I don't want it to be fake. I don't want it to be risky. I don't want it to be nothing like that. And yeah, and the whole point of this podcast, it wasn't to call out Sam and Colby. It wasn't to, try to start whatever beef that could possibly
Sure.
happen. But it was just to talk about the fact that these guys they make good content.
They're putting themselves in danger. That's the whole main thing.
Yeah, the whole main thing is they're good people. They're really good people. I would totally love to do like a collab with them. Hopefully in the future when we become more known and stuff like that.
Or at
But
least an interview.
or yeah, or at least some sort of like a phone and interview, whatever. But this is more of also just like a warning to other people who also watch their channel, like because I know they have a lot of younger, they have a much
Younger.
younger audience, that these games and the things that they do are real, and and like the rituals that they do are real and they are dangerous, and the way they do it is very bad. It's just very bad, and it's very irresponsible of them.
Well, I mean, you also got to look at it like this. Back when all these 3 a.m. challenges were like popping up, and as soon as Sam and Colby started doing it, there was a whole flood of like littler kids doing it or whatever, talking about like, even if it was like fake 3 a.m. challenges. I mean, 3 a.m. is still the witching hour. You're
Yeah.
still potentially opening something up to yourself. I mean, with these things with the 3 a.m. talking to Siri or whatever,
hmm
I don't even know what was up with that because that shit was weird.
That shit was weird. I don't have Siri. I don't. I have my Galaxy, my S9, and it has Bixby. It's supposed to be a copy of Siri. I don't even have that on because fuck that. Because my mom has an iPhone 10, and her Siri will just come on at random points in the night, and it'll just be bloop bloop, and it'll say something, and then that's it. It is very weird.
But
But yeah, dude, like this, yeah, this is just this ain't no beef. This ain't no nothing. This is just a warning. This is just our thing, and I think we should continue talking about maybe their stuff too. Since really when you think of paranormal right now, you really kind of think of Sam and Colby as well.
yeah, I mean,
So
that's kind of the big things that are coming up right now. I'm pretty sure if I were to go on YouTube and type in paranormal or
paranormal
ghost,
investigation or whatever.
yeah, or ghost, one of their videos would show up.
Yeah, and if you guys really want to see stuff about ghosts and stuff like that, the channel I would
And go watch
recommend
Ghost.
is like Nuke's Top 5.
Yeah,
Those are really
if you want to see some scary shit, then yeah, go watch Nukes. Yeah, no, definitely.
but
But I mean, if you're into like full investigation, then I would just stick with watching Ghost Adventures.
yeah, Ghost Adventures or some of these other channels. I'm gonna do more research on these channels and shit, and just like start watching
I
them
mean,
and do stuff like that.
and if you don't want to watch TV and watch it, then go on. Watch the guys paranormal files.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
real.
they have a lot of videos, and their videos aren't like 15 minutes long or 20 minutes. They're hours of footage
Yeah,
that are raw footage that they don't cut. I think the only times they really cut is if something happens to this dude's girlfriend or whatever, and she starts to. I mean, and even still, she's a tough cookie. So I mean, they don't really cut often.
yeah,
And even though that they don't have access to like thermal or night vision, they're using red light, which is pretty much the same thing to thermal vision and lets you kind of see the same way, but instead of being green, it's red.
yeah. Ugh. So yeah,
Catches the same thing. Same thing with like an X cam. It's kind of what an X cam does. Instead of producing purple, it produces red light. And with that wavelength, I think red light is one of the shorter wavelengths. I think.
I think so. Yeah, I know. I think was it purple
So
was one of the longer ones, some shit like that.
I don't know. Not sure. I'll look it up later and I'll come back to you with it.
Yeah, in the next podcast we'll talk about rainbows and what's the best color.
Yo.
Yeah, but hopefully in the future, sometime this summer, at least one video, we at least need to. What the fuck was that? We at least need to meet up. Either I go to where you're at, or you come to me.
You come down to Florida, or I'll go up there to
Yeah,
Chicago.
and then we at least do it. Like I mean, like I said, I'm not going nowhere for the 4th of July week now. So I mean, if you still want to do that and come up here for a couple of days, we could do that. Or I can go down there, whatever the case may be.
Well, I mean, 4th of July, that's my birthday month, so I'm not really trying to move around too much because my birthday falls around the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come down here towards the that time period, like maybe leave the 30th and get here the 1st, we'll have that week of time frame to investigate.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna do that, I mean, I'm saving my money too, and then and then I can do more research about. We can find a place where we can go and record, and I can get some, not the big equipment we're talking about now, but at least a good camera, a decent camera, and maybe I don't know. We'll have to talk about it,
And at least an EMF.
Yeah, something like that, and then we go do that, at least then we'll have a video that proves that we're actually doing this shit.
Yeah, not just talking about it and talking a bunch of big game.
Yeah, a bunch of big game for the podcast. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that later. But fuck, this has been the podcast. This is how long has this been actually? This has
An hour
been
straight.
54 minutes. So yeah, we're pretty good. So this has been the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Our final warning: don't do
Be safe.
rituals. If you were gonna do them, be safe. Don't be dumb. Take it seriously,
Wear a crucifix.
and just be as safe as possible. But thank you guys for coming back to the Broke Boy podcast. I have been Mito the God, and you have been.
Be combat.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.